Hi, good day everyone. So today we have new chapter and new lesson. So let's move on to chapter 8, which is all about the food safety and sanitation. Learning objective is to explain the proper way of sanitizing tools and utensils. The learners can express their knowledge about food and safety sanitation and also to explain the standard safety procedure for handling foodstuff, including tips to avoid food spoilage. As an introduction to our lesson, prevention foodborne illness is one of the most critical challenges facing every food service worker. To prevent illness, a food worker must begin by recognizing and understanding the sources of foodborne disease. Most foodborne disease is the result of eating food that has been contaminated, and any substance in food that can cause illness or injury is called hazard. Food hazard are made of three types. Okay, so we have three types of food hazard are biological hazard, chemical hazard, and physical hazard. So let's define the biological hazard. When we say biological hazard, it includes the bacteria, viruses, parasite, and fungi. Second one is the chemical hazard. Are toxic substances that may be occur naturally or may be added during the processing food. And lastly, physical hazard or hazard or hard or soft foreign object in food that can cause illness and injury. And as our lesson is all about the food safety preparation, here is one thing we need to know is first preparing oneself to start. So for the food worker, the first step in preventing the foodborne disease is good personal hygiene. So the following guidelines will help us to lessen the cause of foodborne illness. Okay, so wash hands and expose parts of the arms before work as often as necessary during work, like after eating, drinking, or smoking, or after using toilets. So you should wash your hands before entering to the laboratory or before exposing to food. Next is wear clean and press wrap uniform. Wear hair net to cover the hair and to prevent the hair strand from falling. And always keep fingernails short and clean and free from nail polish because it's contain chemicals. And take off any jewelry as you start working in the laboratory kitchen. And do not work in food if you have any communicative diseases or infection. And always wear mask to cover your mouth and keep your hands away from your face, eyes, hair, and arms while handling food. And also cover cuts or sores with clean bandages. Second one, always keep the food clean. So avoiding handling food when your hands are wounded or infected, and do not sneeze or cough inside the laboratory kitchen, and discard any food fallen in the floor or that touch to unclean surface, and use personal spoon or fork for food tasting, and to minimize hand contact to the food ingredients, and immediately segregate all waste materials and put them in designated trash can, and do not store food ingredients under possible point of contamination, and check the utensils and ingredients for foreign object during food preparation, and keep all the ingredients containers tightly covered to prevent the entry of the insect. And the third one, we need to ensure that the tools and utensils must be clean. So wash the baking tools before and after use to ensure easier job, and to sanitize the utensils as much as possible, and use the dry and clean cloth to wipe the utensil, and always store baking tools clean, dry, in a good condition, and arrange pans and other upside down when storing them. And fourth one, keep the laboratory kitchen clean. So do not comb hair or apply makeup while doing the task. Do not leave your personal belongings in the working area, and do not sit on the working table. Avoid chewing and eating inside the laboratory kitchen. And after all the utensils and baking pans washed, scrub all over the sink with soap sanitized solution. And fifth one, wash pots and pans properly. So soak soiled pans and utensils immediately after use. So use hot waters that can help soften the grease, and use plastic brush or scotch pad to remove burnt food. And scrub the pan well enough and rinse in hot water, and dry off pans to avoid watermark, and store the pan upside down in clean shelves. And for six, falls prevention practices. So this one, if you feel anything, spill anything, wipe it out. If you drop anything, pick it up and keep the floor clean and dry. And always watch your step. Don't run, but walk. And remove all the aisle obstruction. This one is to prevent from falling. Okay. Next one is the seven, about the fire prevention. Okay, so keep a supply of salt or baking soda handy to put out small fire. So know where the fire extinguishers are located, and be sure, of course, that you know how to operate the fire extinguisher, how to use it, no, in case of emergency. And be sure to turn off the gas supply and gas stove after use, and report defective gas tank or gas stove immediately. Report that to your manager, to supervisor, or to your chef, the team leader, etc. Okay. And eight is points to remember in food handling and preparation. Okay. So start with clean, wholesome food from a reputable supplier or vendors, to make sure also that your preparing food was clean, and handle the food as little as possible, and use tongue, not your hands, no, or spatula or other utensils instead of hands, no, and use clean sanitized cutting surface and equipment after handling raw poultry, meat, fish, or egg, and before you work or another food. And clean your work area as you go. Don't wait until the end of the workday before cleaning up. And wash raw fruits and vegetables thoroughly. And when bringing food out of refrigerator, do not bring out more than you can process in an hour. And keep the food covered unless for immediate use, and also to limit the time that food spent in the food danger zone. So observe the 4-hour rules, okay? And cook food to minimum safe internal temperature, and to taste the food properly by using two-step method. Get some food or sauce using the ladle, then transfer to a spoon for tasting. Never use the basting spoon or any utensils used for cooking when tasting. And boiled leftover gravy, sauces, soup, and vegetable before serving. So do not mix leftover with freshly prepared food. Okay, and chill all the ingredients for protein salad and potato salad before combining, and cool and chill food quickly and correctly. Okay, so cross-contamination is the transfer of harmful bacteria from one food to another food. So the contaminations can be occurred on food surfaces such as cutting boards, knives, and utensils. So that's why it's very important to know what are those color-coded of chopping boards that we need to follow. Okay, so for the red color of chopping board is for meat, and for the yellow colored of chopping board should be for poultry, and for blue color chopping board is for the cooked foods, and the brown color of chopping board is for seafood product, and for the green colored of chopping boards is for fruits and vegetable only, and for white chopping board is the dairy products only. Okay, so that's all concludes in our lessons for today. I hope that you learn a lot from this and please apply it to all to your future work. Yeah.
For more ICCT College's video updates, please subscribe and click the notification button.